Hello everybody, welcome back to a random stream. Uh, if you didn't believe that I would actually be doing random streams, it doesn't get any more random than this, I suppose. This is a cake baking stream. It's my grandma's 93rd birthday tomorrow, so I decided to make a cake. For her, of course, but also because there will be other people baking cakes, especially for my nieces and nephews who will be attending. And I'm not quite sure that the other cakes that are going to be made will be. I don't want to say suitable for children because that sounds wrong, but I don't think that they might not enjoy them as much as they probably should. They might not be made specifically for them. So, let me lower this a little bit. What we're going to do is we're going to make a cake, and I just realized that I still haven't gotten all my ingredients together. So just give me a moment. Got the margarine. So now that we're ready, let's have a look what we're going to make. We're going to make a parrot cake. Now, parrot cake, kind of important to know about that. There is a variety of recipes, most of them fairly basic. What is generally called the original recipe is very, very basic. Speaking of, I probably should do this kind of in here. Just give me a moment to organize a few things, which I haven't. Did it? Control V is, yeah, that's not what I wanted to do. This is what I wanted to do. I don't know which is which, so we're going to remove that. We're going to remove that. We're going to paste the correct one. Duplicate, and this is going to be making a parrot cake. And we probably want to do this a little bit smaller. Half. That's fine. All right. That looks acceptable. So, what is a parrot cake? A parrot cake is kind of the predecessor to what most people will probably know as a rainbow cake. It is less colors, for one thing. We're talking about red, green, and yellow traditionally. It's a fairly basic, fairly simple cake batter that is then cut into 3 parts, and 2 of those get some food coloring. And that's it. It's a fairly kid-friendly cake. It's very simple, easy to make. So if you have children, even young children, it's fine to make that with them. It's fun to do. If you have more than one child, you can make the batter together and then separate those out, and 2 kids can do the food coloring for one for each bowl. I barely had enough bowls because I don't bake a lot. I do have a couple of bowls, but I'd have to search for them. So I just went with a simple mixing bowl on top and another one, an older, larger mixing bowl. And that's where we will do the be separated better, and this is going to be the main one, where we're going to do the initial batch, the full batch. And yeah, what's the difference? Probably should point that out. We're not going to make an original parrot cake, which is what I just described. We're going to make a real parrot cake. What's a real parrot cake? A real parrot cake, in my opinion at least, is a lot better than the original recipe. The original recipe is fairly simple. It doesn't have any bells or whistles to it, and it's fairly bland. The family recipe, that is the real parrot cake, what I would call the real parrot cake, at least, is actually, let me point that out, is actually a not a dissimilar recipe, although the quantities are different, because we are not using food coloring. We are using cocoa powder and some other stuff to actually give it some taste. So this will actually taste different. Where do I go? There. So we are going to use, in addition to cocoa powder, we're going to use these two. This is vanilla pudding. This is raspberry something or other. Good grief, what is that in English, actually? Let me look that up real quick. I'm not sure what that is called. That is called, well, red fruit jelly, apparently. So, some red jelly. This is in powder form. This is also in powder form. Using these has some implications compared to the original recipe. I actually don't know the original recipe. I never looked that up. It's not entirely true. I looked it up searching for my family recipe because that's the only version that I knew, and was quite surprised when all I found was stuff with food coloring in it. What these are, well, the implication of these is food coloring tends to come in liquid form, so this adds some liquid to the mix. It will make the dough wetter, so you will need more flour or less other liquids in there. Since we are using something that has binding agents in them, which is what the pudding and the red fruit jelly, the red raspberry jelly do, and to some extent the cocoa powder as well, we will have less flour in it overall, I assume. Again, I haven't really looked at the regular recipes for this, at the original recipe, as they like to call it. So this is something to look at later, though. But for now, we are going to need 300 grams of margarine, 5 eggs that we need to separate. I just realized that I need something to separate them into. I think I have something that I can use. We need 2 packs of vanilla sugar. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use my homemade vanilla sugar. This is actually just some sugar that has been sitting with cut up used vanilla pods in it. Yeah, we're gonna use that instead of the 2 packs of vanilla sugar. I will have to look up how much is in a pack of vanilla sugar, though. Let me check that real quick. The normal pack has oh, it doesn't tell me. Why don't you tell me? Recipe, that's recipe. There we go. 8 grams. So 16 grams ish, 16 grams ish of that. we're gonna use 300 grams of sugar. Um, I'm a fan of using less sugar that normally. That being said, in this recipe, I believe that the sugar and the egg whites are beaten together, and there's something chemically that happens with those that means you can't reduce the sugar too much. We need 250 mils of milk. I'm gonna measure that out in a moment. We need baking powder, 2 packets. One packet is, let's see, one packet is 15 grams. There you go. 15 grams is 1 packet. We have 2 of those. Yeah, everything is in German because I am from Germany. We need 300 grams of flour. We're gonna measure that out. 2 packs, 1 each of the powder, the pudding powder. What do you actually call that? It's not pudding, is it? Is it pudding? I know it's not the English term for pudding, I can tell you that much. The raspberry jelly, and we need 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. Now, I might have screwed up there a little bit, because the cocoa powder that I have is just cocoa, like drinking cocoa, not baking cocoa. There is a difference. Baking cocoa normally has less sugar in it. It's literally just cocoa powder, like pure cocoa. I'm not sure that's what I need. I do believe that I do need the drinking cocoa. I will have to ask the person that gave me the recipe. For the time being. Oh, we also need, where is it? Oh yeah, we also need some for the glaze. Glaze? Is it a glaze? For the glaze, we're gonna need some powdered sugar, like 400 grams, which sounds like a lot, but it is an entire sheet of cake, and 8 tablespoons of lemon juice. Now, the lemon juice, I will point out, that might not be exactly 8 tablespoons. It will have to be done at measure when we mix this stuff up. But that again for later. Oh, we also need some fat for the baking tray, which I haven't gotten yet. I haven't prepared that yet. So that is something that I will have to do. For the time being, we need the 300 grams of margarine. And I forgot my implement to actually get that out of there. So just a second, I'll be right back. Alrighty, so I got myself a small whisk. Also got myself a knife. The small whisk is for the milk later on, because we have to mix in the egg whites in the milk. For now, we need some margarine. How much margarine do we need? I'm going to check in a moment. Just need to get this open first. How much margarine do we need? 300 grams. You can't see this, but yeah, this has a scale underneath. 300 grams of margarine. This has suffered a little bit, but should be good for baking. We need a lot more than that. Come on. 141, I believe. It says. It does not. That's 86 grams. How much is in here? 102. 22, 150. That's a lot of margarine. 180. 190. 215. 235. How much is in here? 500 grams. So it is most of what is in here. Well, more than 50%. Not most, but it's over 50% of what is in here. So yeah. 285. 294. 299. That's fine. With the rest, this will be 300. Well, almost. All right. The vanilla sugar. The vanilla sugar. We need 2 egg whites as well. For the vanilla sugar, I'll be right back. I forgot to bring a spoon. I knew I needed it. I didn't. All right. Let's have a look. I will need you later on. So we need about what did I say? It was 18, no, 8 grams, wasn't it? It was 8 grams of that vanilla sugar. That is actually quite a bit. So 16 grams. That's good. All right. Enough of that. And then we're gonna need some. What did I say? The 5 egg, not the egg white, the yellows of the yellows. Okay, sure, we can do that. So, gonna separate the eggs now. They will in the next step. We will. The baking powder goes in mixed with the flour. So we're gonna weigh that out in a different bowl. And the milk mixed with the 5 egg whites. So what we're going to do is we're going to separate the egg white into this. And once we've done that, that will come back into, well, the rest will be this one for the egg yellows as well. We're going to put that over here. I hope this is still visible. Yes, it is. Perfect. Don't need you for the time being. And I need the 5 eggs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I need a garbage bag. Just a second. Well prepared as always. I will point out that I'm doing this at my workstation, not in the kitchen, which is why I have to like walk back and forth so often just to get all of this stuff done, all of this stuff in order. It's just okay. Well, we'll have to see how well this goes, handling wise. I am not very experienced with separating eggs, so that will become apparent fairly quickly. So I'm a bit hesitant about the entire process. That's good. Like the worst thing that can happen is that the egg yellow breaks. It's not what we want at all. And that should be good enough. 1 egg white. It was broken exactly at the right point. Next. These eggs, by the way, those of you that aren't living in Europe, you will notice that they are not washed. They don't come pre-washed because they are stored outside the refrigerator, outside the refrigerated area in the supermarkets. So in order to do that, you can't actually wash them, because that would destroy a protective film that is around the outside of the egg. And yeah, that wouldn't be great. I just realized that we are on the wrong thing the entire time. It's the... What is going on here? It's the camera not refreshing. It isn't. Oh God. Give me a moment. What is going on here? Why are you not? Why are you not capturing the video? Something is going. Oh dear. Something is going very, very wrong. Let's push that back. Let's see what happens now. That's fantastic. But I thought I saw. No, I didn't see movement. Okay. I had the stream preview open, but apparently that was not enough. Let me put that back in there. Come on. You were doing so well. What did you just tell me? Nothing. Except that you're losing power despite being plugged in. Fantastic. Let's shut you down. Why did you deactivate? I'm not supposed to deactivate. You down. And I kind of want to plug you into you over here. Is the cable long enough for that? I doubt it. That's a no. This cable is, so let's use the other cable. Good grief. Yeah, this I don't do this very often, as you've probably guessed. So don't be too harsh on me. Like so. Like so. You should now stay connected and powered up. And this should give me everything that I need, hopefully. And this hasn't come back. Well, that is just fantastic. Why? There we go. All right. Yeah, that's what I want to see. Fantastic. Great. Well, now that you can actually see something. Oh dear. Let's continue. Good. That one actually. Oh, that was all right. That was okay-ish. Come on. Thanks. We're not in here. Oh, thanks. Go away. Yes. Very eggy experience. All right. Dang. Well, we learn. That's what we do. I do wonder what this guy wants. No, I don't want it to change to the new audio. All right. This is a mess. I'll actually remove you. Now that I don't use you, you can just go away down there and load back up. Hopefully. All right. 2 acts to go. Yeah, I'm not very familiar with doing this kind of stuff. So this is quite challenging. I'm not going to risk that. We're going to go in there. And yeah. All right. What else do we need? One last egg, and then we should be good. It should. At all. That could have been bad. Well, I don't think that for this one it's very important. Like, I don't think that you actually need to beat any air into the egg white and milk, because I mean, it will be combined with milk in a moment. I just realized that I made a little bit of a mistake there. I thought I was being clever with the egg whites by putting them in here first, but this is my measuring cup for the milk. I mean, I'm lucky because this is exactly 150 milliliters. So I now know exactly how much to put in there. I need another 250 milliliters of milk, so that adds up to 400. Good thing and bad thing. The 400 of it is really worn down. But I can guesstimate, like, this is just baking. It's not a terribly exact science. All the bakers now in the chat. Well, really? Sure, set up the Lenovo now. That's exactly the right point to do this. All right. So let's empty out the last bit of the old milk packet. And then we can go and open up the new one. I don't like wasting this stuff, so Okay, we are at 200 now, so there's another 50 mil in there. Which, yeah, it was not empty, like, by any stretch of the imagination. We need that up to 400, which is right there, I think. All right. We've got the margarine in there, the vanilla sugar, and the 5 egg yellows, which we are now going to whisk until it foams. No problem. Let's put these to the side and let's plug in the whisk. Yes, I didn't plan to use the small whisk. I actually have a proper electric whisk right there, which I hope has a cable that is long enough to actually go in here. Just right. Very much just. So this will be out of frame a little bit. Sorry about that. Whip until that. I have to admit that for the amount of sugar that's in there, I wouldn't expect this to foam up, and it hasn't. And I don't think it will. Let me just... Oh, that's not good. That will be very interesting. It has quite a strong sunflower taste. Yeah, I don't see how this could ever turn out to be like 300 grams of margarine with 16 grams of sugar. Oh, slowly add sugar. I need to pre-measure the sugar fast to actually mix that in. So we will take one of the smaller, one of these smaller ones, and we are going to measure out the sugar, which should be 300 grams of sugar. We can, in fact, do that. This is definitely less than 300 grams, so we'll send for this one. Now that's 40 grams, so another 260 if in case this actually turns off for some reason, which it likes to do from time to time. 41 grams. I don't think that's a good idea to continue with this. I'm pretty unhappy with how this plays out already. 80, what did I say? 300 grams of sugar. All right, 300 grams of sugar. I don't think this has worked the way that it should, if I'm entirely honest. I don't think this has worked at all. Well, we shall press forward for now. And we'll see what the end result is. I don't have great hopes, I've got to be honest. For a variety of reasons. What's next? Baking powder and the flour mixed together. So 300 grams of flour, and we are gonna use the 2 packets of baking powder. We're gonna go in with the baking powder first because this is the stuff that we won't have to measure. Well, I can go with that in a while, to be entirely honest. But we'll keep this side as well because there's not a lot in here. So 300 grams. And this is, well, this is actually 250, okay. There was quite a lot in there. Right, but not quite enough. 252. So let's open up this side. And we will put in the rest. The correct flour. .300 grams exactly. All right. Now let's put in the baking powder, and then we will close that up. Yes, the baking powder is out of date. No, that will generally not do anything to the baking powder. This will, like, if you've stored it properly, that is perfectly fine. Dry and outside of the light, and this will not have any problem. What else? What else is there? Just make sure that the food still runs and the camera still works. Right. So let's mix this up a little bit. Should be good enough. Now, interestingly, this actually says you push that in and, like, yeah, you just put that in and you're good. Actually okay so far. Now we're gonna, well, I don't think we need to whisk this, but I will mix it in a little bit because you're supposed to have that mixed. Not quite sure what that will do, to be entirely honest. I don't think it does anything. So I'm not going to go in with all of that at the same time, by the way. We are generally, you want to work in halves with this kind of stuff. So we have put in half. Now we're going to mix that, and then we are going to put in half of that in. Actually, I think we can get in with the entire rest of it. I guess this is going to be a fairly liquidy cake. That is what it's supposed to be. Because as I said, we will add some binding agents further on. So we will be fine, supposedly. The edge a little bit here, and then we will finish up the rest. Good. I'm pretty sure that this is all we need from the mixer, but I will keep it around for the other two things. I have no idea how much that now is. I do know, however, that we will be requiring a tablespoon, so I'm gonna get that, and we will separate it out afterwards. Oh, you are not focused anymore. There we go. All right, be right back. And I'm back. All right, we need to separate these out, this stuff out into 3 separate bowls. Let's get the third one here. That's what I want to avoid. I'm not just talking about making a mess in general. I have, of course, done that. Making a mess in particular of this stuff, of the dough. Was not supposed to happen. Anyway, where is my cleaner? Everyone's lying around. Just all that matter. I will clean up the table afterwards, so it should all be good. When I put that, oh, that over here. I don't think this is good anymore. Okay, we want to separate this into 3 balls. I also forgot something else. Great. I'll be back in a moment. And I'm back. Okay, I went for this one. If you don't have one of these, why? No, seriously, they are really good. If you can, then get yourself one of these. All right, let's. This is a silicone spatula, by the way. Is that about a third? Maybe a bit more. That should be good. This is not the best bowl to have done that in. I just realized, because pouring something out of this is not ideal. And because of the size difference of these three, it's actually difficult to tell whether I've gotten thirds or not. So let's actually mix this properly. I think that can still give a little bit over here. Hmm. All right, I think that is roughly thirds. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, if you can get 3 bowls of the same size, what else could I have done to make this equal? Maybe, I don't know. I really don't know. I think this has a foot under it, this has a foot under it. I think this is still too much compared to the rest. Yeah, definitely. This definitely needs to add some over here. Probably add some more over here. It is very deceptive because the bowl is so much bigger. Could be about the same. Might be able to. Yeah, I'm not sure that this was best idea to use the old stuff. All right, I think that's fine. Yeah, I think this is roughly equal now. And again, roughly is more than good enough. So, time for these guys and the cocoa. We're going to start with this. I'm putting cacao in. Yeah, okay, we will do that. I do have 3 mixing implements. Number 1 for the cocoa, number 2 for the big bowl, and number 3 for the middle bowl. I'm going to go with vanilla in the big bowl. All right, that's good. With the cocoa powder. One, 2, Now, as you can tell, the colors will not be particularly intense. Yes, this will go brown a lot more than it will go anything else, and you will see it once it is baked out. But this is not particularly dark. So I think using a proper baking chocolate might be the best choice. Like, you can see the difference, but it's not strikingly different. Not this is good enough. And now this one. And again, this one will not like turn bright pink or bright red, but it will be pinkish. I mean, the yellow has gotten a little bit more intense from the vanilla. There's not a lot of change from that in the vanilla pudding. Alright, so now that we've got our 3 colors set up, I will push you out of here. You've done your job. For the time being, I don't think I will need to see the future unless I have to redo the entire cake. If I have to do that, I won't be streaming it. I can tell you that much. So we're going to put those to the side, and we will be preparing our tray. Tray. It's called something. So you do want to oil this one up quite well if you can, because we won't be putting any parchment paper in there, which is an alternative that you can do. I just won't. I'm using sunflower oil. Sunflower oil is supposed to be taste neutral. If, like the margarine, it does taste of sunflowers, that means it's probably somewhat over the best food, which the margarine was, admittedly. Yeah, I will do a taste test before I take this to my grandma. But if this tastes bad, I will redo it. Like, I will taste it right after baking. I will let you guys know, but if it doesn't taste alright, then I will have to go shopping for some proper margarine, at which point I will have to stop. Good. Yeah, don't forget the sides. Especially the corners. Yeah, you can see that it is. But it is very much oiled up. All right. As for putting this stuff in, putting the batter in, we want an even distribution, as much of an even. Well, I say even. We don't want this to mix, but we want every piece to have every color. So what we're going to do is essentially we're going in halves of each. So we're going to do half of the vanilla and kind of distribute this a little bit. Off of the cocoa, another mix. Worried about the amount. I maybe should have used a smaller size tray, baking tray, to be entirely honest. We'll see. Well, we should get a full 2 layers. This is actually starting to thicken up, which is why it's not wanting to flow. Like, there's still half of it in here. Just doesn't want to go. Alright. I will scrape it out with this one in a moment. So we're going to use the rest of this. We're going to scrape this out properly. This smells a lot of this is a fairly thin layer, to be entirely honest. So I am not sure. Might be that I should have done double this, but we'll see once it is baked. Alright. I'm just going to try to scrape it out as best we can. Don't really care where this is going. Put it out there. Right. Alright. Good. These out of here. And let's put them somewhere safe-ish. And let's take this guy out of here. Clean it up. The taste is all right. If the taste of sunflowers disappears in the baking process, that would be fantastic. I think I might have been a little bit generous with the chocolate and not very generous with the vanilla, to be entirely honest. I also could have switched the direction of how I poured it, because now everything is in this direction instead of having one in this direction and one in that direction. That would have made it more likely that we would have a nice mix of everything. But at least we will have, I'm pretty sure that we will have every type and every piece, every flavor and every piece. All right. Second one done. Last but certainly not least, the raspberry. Now you can take other flavors. I know that quite a few people will probably prefer strawberry. Personally, I love raspberry. Let me do that again. Get one to go the other way. Probably should have preheated the oven about 10 minutes ago before pouring this onto the baking tray. So I will be doing that now. Once that is up to temperature, I will put this in. And once that is done, I will do the frosting. That's what it was called. Frosting. All right. That's good enough. Good enough for me, at least. How do you taste? Very nice. Yeah. Okay. This completely overpowers the sunflower taste. I think we should be safe on that end, to be entirely honest. I'm going to leave you looking at this while I preheat the oven. Then I'm going to do a little cleanup. And once we're done with the cleanup, I'll probably, probably the oven will be preheated. It's only going to take a couple of minutes. How long does it actually take? 20 to 25 minutes. Okay. Streifenweise bei 20 to 25 minutes. Okay, I'm going to preheat the oven, then we're going to do a little cleanup, and we'll see what to do then. If we have the time, I'm probably going to put up a little game. If not, we'll see. Be right back. All right, I have cleaned up a little bit. I still do believe that my sister has like a baking sheet half this size, but we'll see how this goes. Um, the oven is preheating right now. I think I'm gonna make myself a tea, and then we're gonna jump into a game of Captain of Industry, I suppose. While this bakes, and once it is done, we're gonna prepare the frosting, and it is a frosting. I will be back in a moment. All right, preheating is done, so I'm gonna send you over to the waiting scene, and I will put in the cake into the oven. Be right back. more than I think ich einfach ausmachen. All right, the cake is in the oven. I will be booting up just a second. Right. I will be booting up take the correct ones. How much do we need to have for you? You don't tell me. No, there is 200 eggs. You require how much? 24. I'm gonna wait for you. 263, 51, 11, 5, 10. Alright, let's go with this. Alright, we're going to boot up some Captain of Industry. Just give me a moment to launch everything. And then we should be ready to port over to that one. Here. Let's go to that one. Let's capture this. Yeah, that looks good. And let's be back. Alright. So, let me really quickly change my stream thingy-majig, and then we will be good to go. No, I don't need you, but I would like you. Actually, no, I wouldn't like you. Let's go in here. We will have to rename the stream real quick. This is my stream manager. Can I actually do that? Yes, I can do that from here. It is listed as unstable, which is stupid. It's not unstable. It isn't unstable. It says unstable. It's not. I have set it up properly. It is perfectly stable. It has always been stable. I don't know what they're talking about. All right. What am I looking at? I kind of. Yeah, it's 6,000 kilobytes per second. What are you on about? Huh. All right, let's go to my page so that I can, not to Twitch, to my channel. Let's mute this and stop you, and here I can now edit the stream. It's just stupid. It's playing Captain Industry. There we go. Done with that. And I probably should change that on YouTube as well. Where's my content? Live. Edit this. Oh, industry. Save. And you should also be back to the regular show already. Yes. All right. The Twitch Inspector says, I've had 0 unstable events on any of my streams. It's still telling me that it's unstable. It's ridiculous. It's stable at 6,000. What are you on about? Why are you telling me that it's unstable? What are you doing? Like literally telling me that it's perfectly fine. Why? Why are you being an idiot? Yeah, it says it shows as unstable. It's ridiculous. Okay. Right. Let's get these back to the foreground so that I can see any activities or chats, and let's try to remember where we were last time. We kind of got to ramp up production a little bit. What's new? Logistics zones are new. Yeah, logistics zones are new. Logistics zones allow you to divide your island into strictly isolated areas. They restrict cargo deliveries, dumping, construction jobs, tree planting, and even refueling. Any structures or vehicles not placed in a defined zone is automatically part of the default zone. The default zone is a special zone that covers only areas not included in any defined zone. Zones are managed from vehicle management window. Once a structure is contained in a zone, no other zone, including the default zone, can exchange cargo with it. You can set up assigned routes to exchange cargo between zones. You can also build conveyor belts or set up train lines to move cargo across. If zones overlap, any structure in their overlapping area can be served by both zones. Okay, so you can basically do exchange warehouses. Each zone can define with which other zones are allowed to supply it with cargo for construction and deconstruction, including surface placement and manual tree planting. For example, you can create a dedicated zone that holds construction materials and set it as the construction zone for other zones. Understood. So I can basically go, yeah, all of this in here is just for constructing stuff. I mean, that makes sense. Kind of. Yeah, I mean, you can reroute stuff there just to do the construction. When a vehicle depot builds a new vehicle, it assigns it to the zone the depot belongs to. You can override this by setting a specific zone the depot should use. If a vehicle needs scrapping, recovery, or replacement, it will always prefer a depot within its own zone. Zones also restrict dumping designations. However, if a mind-control tower manages the designations, they are considered part of the tower's zone. That's a lot of reading. Well, not a lot of doing. I already have like 56 of these. Ship is in battle. Ooh, that's fine. Yeah, they only have 30-mile range, and I've got 15-mile range, and I'm more accurate, and yeah, they will lose ships before I do. So that is perfectly fine. Hooray! There was nothing there. So we have 2 oil rigs, one of which we're already producing at. We have a sulfur mine. We've got a quartz mine. We've got a coal mine. All of these are level 2, by the way. Even the 2 oil rigs. Yeah, both of them are. So we could go for more cargo ships and just, well, I mean, for the oil, for the second oil rig, I don't need another cargo ship, funnily enough. That will be fine by itself. They are dumping, aren't they? They are dumping. Okay. So we are slowly putting stuff in there. We are also slowly going over here, which is fine. Probably should have done that in a straight line and then dug up. To be entirely honest. That might have been better. Not gonna lie. Let's see what we can actually do with that. If we go straight, well, I mean, this already takes like a lot of level designation. Yeah, that's that already takes a lot of effort on our part here. So I'm kind of okay. This is level 50. So would that be over there? No, that would be over here. Yeah, like so. Okay, so that is the actual leveling that we're gonna have to do. Oh dear. All right. I will need a mining tower there eventually, if that can sort these guys out to send them up there. We probably should be looking into larger vehicles next, which is, I think, what we will be doing anyway. Yeah, larger. Oh no, it's recycling and then larger vehicles. We do have the cooling tower right now, which is fantastic because it means we don't need to produce that much water in here because we can just use the unused steam from here and put that into a cooling tower. And we will put the cooling tower well outside of this range, so we're going to put it over here so that it's not in the way of anything. But it won't be in the way one way or another. Do I mind it being here? I'd rather have it closer. Oh, I could put that in there? Really? I'd rather have it here still. Let's build that. How much do you cost? Ooh, 30 and 40. We have 20 and 60. Why do we only have 16? Okay. I still want to slowly build this, but we will have to expand this production significantly. I kind of wanna move that as well. Like we have some smelting going on over here, some smelting going on over there. So moving that up a bit is not a problem. The big problem with that is, yeah, you're kind of not building where you're kind of not harvesting where you should be harvesting. I kind of want you to harvest down here first, like. Like so. Yes, actually. Like so. We've got a new concrete mixer. We've got a new assembly, which will be interesting. We've got a concrete mixer too, which is what we're going to use for the new production. Are we going to get another rotary kiln? That's a good question. Apparently not. Oh, we're going to get a gas rotary kiln. Those can produce twice as much. At twice the cost. They give us CO2 or depleted steam, depending on what we're going to use. Interesting. Gonna keep that in mind, because currently our only production for this stuff is over here, and that gets shuffled into something else immediately, which we kind of don't want to do. Like, we don't want to spend that on diesel immediately. We want to save up a little bit, not much, but a little bit. I'm not quite sure why I put the compose at such a high rate. Food is actually going down in a not insignificant way. We have enough fertilizer, that being said, so I'm not that worried about it. In fact, I'm going to equalize these fertilizers and push them to half each, and that should be fine. That means they will get balanced to some extent, which is exactly what I want. So target fertility is at 100%, kind of. Same with you, which explains why this wasn't doing anything. Like, these guys aren't actually using these resources, so it is not really helping. Farming will dry out due to lack of water. What? Why? What the heck is going on here? All right. We will have to reduce these. Ah, dang it. Yeah, we are not looking good in terms of water, to be entirely honest. So I am going to build a water filtration plant down here, right about now. In fact, I'm going to build that over here, because we're going to supply these two irrigated farms and these guys, and that is best done through here, over there, and then we can move that through there. This should be fine. So, making water, we know how it's done. We need one of these. Pretty much. Yeah, from here, it's fine. I'm gonna build you on the edge, edge. We are gonna use you, which is a basic distillery. The basic distillery can do how much? You can process 60. You will produce 108. So we do still want the option of building a second one. So we are going to leave a little bit of space. Might have been one too many spaces, but that's fine. You do require coal. Not a big fan of that, but we have enough capacity to actually deal with that. So you over here. Yes. Okay, I'm gonna have to check on my Ugh. No, we're gonna do it like this. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check on my thingamajig. I'm just gonna finish this, and then I'm gonna have to check on the cake. We are gonna go over here. We are gonna need you. We are gonna go there. You are gonna go there, and then we've got the water supply. Which will come to there, to there. There. Yeah, it's precisely one below. There. 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 Really? You're gonna drop down there? Why? Like so. Alright. So we got that set up. We are gonna get this one set up. And then we are gonna get this one set up. I wish that I could do that. You are full of water, so we will remove you for the time being. And we will place another water tank somewhere along the way. I just realized that there isn't much space to actually do that. Probably back here somewhere. Then we're gonna go around this southern way. All right, I'll be right back. Just check on my cake. I'm gonna give it a couple more minutes. So this will be interesting. Right. Yeah, that's less than ideal. Let me focus back the game. Okay. Yeah, less than ideal what I'm building here. The cake looks nice. I can tell you that much. It looks really, really nice. Something just... Why? Where are you bringing that? Why are you bringing that here? I do not want you... Okay, I'm gonna push it like this. I don't want you to bring that here. We've got new refugees. Which, yeah, that's fine. We do have 40 people now. This is gonna get deconstructed. What are we looking for in terms of storage? This one should be enough. And we really do not want to... Oh, that is a double connection. Okay, I was thinking, that doesn't look quite right. And you have to go into this one, so we can push it back here. Perfectly fine. Yoink. 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 And same for you. Right. Okay. That should be good. All right. They should not require more water supply by trucks, so we should be good on this. I'm not sure that we need a second one. How much water do you actually need? You need 37. You need 37. You need 33. So you only make 60. No, you make 36. We definitely do need a second one. We definitely do need a second one. As soon as possible, ideally. Because that will not be enough. Yeah, I am going to ask them to make them half full. Just in case something happens, we do want the water supply to be there. Like with the irrigation done, that should be fine. All right. They are not quite producing enough for 2. Oh, I might actually have to improve the output here. just to make sure that these actually get transferred sufficiently, because this can transport 2 tiles per second throughput 60, which this isn't enough. With this it would be. So now this should be enough, that the moment that it comes in, yeah, that is enough. Okay, so this now produces continuously, and they should be almost 100% satisfied with the... Okay, perfect. All right. So with that additional water coming in, we should be good on this. Like, this gets 50%, this gets 25, this gets 25%. We should be good. The irrigation tank here is 100% full. Same here, yeah. And this one is still requiring some help, but it should... Like, these now produce a total of 72. So this one is getting 36, which is more than it needs. It needs 33. So 34. Let's call it 34, which means 238 go to the others. Each of which gains a little bit. So I can maintain one of these, but not both. So this one, well, I could make it so that this gets full supply, which this one will not. An excellent question. Well, now these guys do use their fertilizer, and it kind of shows like there's a lot of stuff not going the way that it should. Okay, that is bloody stupid. No, you do not want to import cargo. Go. That is ridiculous. Like, that is actually ridiculous. What are you doing? God dang it. Hooray. And we have automated crude oil import. Which means we now have to use this crude oil import. Crude oil resource is getting low. Oh. Well, it's a good thing we have that now. That's what we've just learned. This stuff is now getting low. Right. So easiest way to improve this capacity is basically to build exports right next to it without having pipes between them. For the time being, that's not what we're going to do. We kind of have to rely on some other things. We actually are the highest one that we can make here. That is fine. I kind of don't want to do that like this. There we go. It's not nice, but it will work. What's your problem? Oh, okay, you just have to empty that. Okay. Not working. All right, I'm gonna have another look at the cake. I'll be right back. All right. This thing is back. We do have the cake is technically ready. That being said, we will have to wait a little bit because this now has to cool down. I'm just looking to make this opaque. Do I have some move value, scale, stroke, cut, correction? Nope. Don't we have an opacity at some point? Don't tell me we don't have. Oh, no, that's just the filters. Okay. There's no an advanced mask. What's an advanced mask? Sure. What are you? Mask type. Close image gradient. Tony. No, that is not what I want. Shadow, scroll, movie transition override, move transition override, move. Video capture device and value. Like, why is that not a global thing? Scale filter. Transform. Are you serious? Hang on. I'm actually gonna need to check this out because I want to. Well, I mean, I could just make this like smaller. Get rid of all the wasted space. And put that down here where it doesn't disturb anyone. All right, let's continue. I did have some tea that I kind of wanted to drink. Let's do that. All right, you are done. I kind of need to. Oh, I want to finish these. I never did. Oops. Probably should do this. Retaining wall. I still need to finish the corners. I think that's good. All right, let's build all of this. The area is all right. I need to change the mining designation for this stuff. So that is the furthest that I'm willing to go for now while this stuff is being built. Because coal is really, really important. Do you have... No, you only have coal. Why are you going... Oh, you need fuel. Okay. This will get slowly built. This will get built slowly. There we go. I really need to expand this. Like, this is unacceptable. You can't go up there. Okay. That is not how these guys would be driving. Good grief. All right. And we do have recycling now, which is really nice. As soon as I actually need it. Well, I mean, I could activate these. Optional output. They are being kept at half full. Now this one should actually not require any help. I hope. Good grief, what is going on? It should not require any help. You are unloaded, you are repaired. We should head out, to be entirely honest, and to do stuff with it. That's what it's there for. Okay, let me drink some tea and let me ponder what to do next. The next thing that is incoming is large vehicles, at which point we will have to, well, we won't have to, we will change up the way that we mine. Like the initial small mining spots that we were using will definitely red ones. Oh, we are slowly producing them, so that's good. I'm not quite sure where to put them. I want to put them here, but there's no real space to do that. I think putting them on the upper end of this might be a good idea, because I don't want to infringe on this anymore. I can't really expand this. We've tried. Like, this is actually the limiting corner. We can expand up here, but we can't go far enough down to actually go into this area at all. Which means going north is probably like going west for the expansion and going north for the added stuff. Unless we want to... oh, we have discovered a settlement. Hang on, what cargo ship? Oh, we can buy cargo ships for 600 red ones. Okay. Right. What do they trade? Oh, that's it. Well, they export iron ore, they import limestone. They export iron ore, import bauxite. Export iron ore, import copper, or copper for... That doesn't make any sense, but okay. Okay. Well, let's see about that. We have corn farming now. Not that we really need that. The food is going down, which is a bad thing to happen. We do have the waste putting plant, which takes... Well, it takes recycling material and puts that into somewhere else. And with the biomass collection, which we will build up here. I can build that right now. Yeah, I can. I have 54 of these, which is fine. So we will... this will create biomass. What can we do with biomass? Biomass can be burned. It can be burnt for steam, which is not the worst idea. Or it can be composted, and that's actually interesting. Like, that's the one interesting one that I'm actually really interested in. Okay, we will need a new storage. Yes. Biomass. I want to keep you at least a little bit empty. And we want a mixer back here that uses biomass for doing its thing. Biomass, and we want a mixer. Mixers in here. Like so. And your recipe will be biomass into compost. And that is exactly what you're going to do. There we go. That's fine. We can still reach everywhere. This is perfectly acceptable in terms of storage. You really don't want to think about what this biomass is. You really, really don't. That's fine. Yeah, this is not producing enough water to actually... Oh, that has gone above the 36 mark. Oh yeah, because they also don't produce it for capacity because they don't get enough. I really need a different way to create the water. Well, I did wanna build that. I wanna change that out. Yes, I'm aware. That is our supply of things, so might want to get that up real quick. That's our water supply. Oh yeah. Right. Okay. I only have one of those active. That's stupid. It's actually ridiculously stupid. All right. So we should now be producing more than enough with all of these things considered. Everything has calmed down. We still need more food. That is a bit of a problem. Huge, huge problem. All right. What is it that we want to do? I don't want to copy this one, so this is exactly what we are going to do. I'm going to copy. Well, it's not quite ideal. Gotta be said, not quite ideal. We're gonna copy this part. No, not that part. We are going to copy this part. And we are going to put that right in the middle. Well, actually, more towards the top of this. In this configuration. This is the next throughput that we kind of want to use, something in the way. I'm aware. This should be fine. Actually, this would be fine. All right, like this. So what else are we gonna do? Like, you are the one that is always full. This way around. You go in here, you go in there. Everything's fine. All the settings are the same, all that stuff is the same. We're gonna push you to 50% full, and push you to 50% full. We'll see how well that goes, and then we run. We are at 111 people. I think we're going to stop using this, and we are going to focus on building more stuff. I would really love to get this done. That would be great. That would be fantastic. Why is the dumping ground down here not yet fulfilled? Like, where are you guys dumping all the stuff that we can't use? Because there is stuff we cannot use. All of this dirt is essentially unusable. Oh, we're not researching anything. Better conveyor belt, sulfur processing. This gives me ammonia and water. Power water into sulfur, ammonia, and what can I do with ammonia? Ammonia, I can flare it away, and I can make fertilizer out of it with oxygen. That's actually really good. If I have organic fertilizer, that gives me even more. Do I care about that? Not really. I mean, the fertilizer one is better than the organic one, it's got to be said. So we can shift that over, and I can still use the organic fertilizer, which is good. But I think we're going to go with sulfur processing. Yes. The large generator, that's a diesel generator, don't really care about it. The better captain's office, me. Also, not really what we're looking for. A compactor and a shredder. Easier transportation, that's not what we're looking for, not really. The long trains. Salt production and glass making. To be entirely honest, the brine is more interesting to me, because brine, you can make that into water with the wastewater treatment, but we don't have that yet. You need some stuff for this, like you need a settling tank. You need to do stuff for that. Basically, you have to go into copper refinement too, and then you have to go very interesting ways. Oh, the fertilizer's back here. Really? chemical plant and paper? Yeah, I don't want to burn that. Oh, I need this to make fertilizer first? But what's the sulfur treatment then? The sulfur processing. Oh, that only gives me ammonia. I haven't found the soybeans yet, so I can't go in there. Oh, okay. We're gonna have to work through this slowly. So we're gonna go for that. We're gonna go for this. We're gonna go for the conveyor belts. We don't need those, but we will go through them just for completion's sake. Technically, the large generator we don't need. The water recovery we do have. The power generation, this requires a research lab, which requires this stuff, which requires glass making, which requires salt production. We want salt production and glass making, because we also want chemical plant and fertilizers. Okay, that has set us up where we need to go. How are we looking for water, actually? Could be better in a lot of ways. Oh yeah, we have the larger vehicles, which requires a higher level vehicle depot? No. Oh no, I am researching the... Am I researching the larger vehicles? Right. Yes, I am researching large vehicles. Okay. Alright. Alright. Ooh, this is working now. This is also working now. What do we have in here? Wheat. Neat. How are we looking for bread? We aren't using it. Dang it. I forgot to build the facility that actually uses it. Oh dear. There we go. So the bread making has been stagnant for the entire time. Also, you aren't requesting any wheat. What's happening to the animal feed? Nothing, I suppose. So that was the source of our fertilizer, and that's why we don't have enough food right now, because we are stupid. It's the short answer to that. We have food, we are just not using it at all. Good. Why did no one tell me? Why? Why? Because there's no one watching. That's why. Alright, this will make everybody very busy for a moment. Yeah, we're getting a couple of bread deliveries. Look, 29 months left. And look, people will be happier. Yeah. There's also corn that we could import directly. Interesting. So I could add more corn. Lots of corn. It's a very carbs heavy diet. Yeah, I'm not actually making corn. I'm not a fan of corn. Not in the game, like just in general. Sorry. All right. We are making some inroads with this, but I'm waiting for these to be done, and then we are gonna make proper inroads. Okay, that's a lot better. Ah. It's cooling down nicely. Almost to the point where I can apply the coat. It's good. That is what we're waiting for. I still haven't finished these things yet. Would be great if that got done fairly soon. We've got the better vehicles. There are a couple of problems with that. First of all, wow. How? They don't need them. And you don't transport... What is going on? Oh, dear. Okay. I think we're gonna have to boost a few things. No, I haven't used that yet. I will now. Now, they are going to produce... Did that double it? That did double it. Okay. They need 18 crushed slag each, which this actually cannot produce without being boosted. So we're gonna do that. Holy. With that, we should be able to actually meet demand. That was close to not being able to meet demand there. At which point we would have like crushed some of that stuff. You need 6 sand, that's not a problem. You need 18 of those. The conveyors can do 60. You are now producing 6, which is exactly what we are going to use. Admittedly, we now have another 50. And now it's raining. We've got double production without doing anything of these guys. Which is exactly what I need. If I had remembered that it doubled production. Doesn't sound right. I will have to put the flag. Because now these guys will really have to hustle to get this stuff done. I do need to upgrade you. 100 of these guys. Dang. Yeah, now we are getting this these guys again. Especially now that this is done. So we can now rededicate this area to be mined fully. Not what I want to do. We have the medium and the large ramps now. And we have the fuel station 2, which funnily enough we can build. The vehicle 2 we can't build. Of course. Alright, mining designations. To be entirely honest, we can... Oh no, it doesn't allow us to do that. Well, it does allow us technically to do that, which is not what we want. Alright, so that is what we will want to do, including this one. Yeah, I didn't pay attention to where these are placed exactly, but that's fine. Alright. You know what? Upgrade you for the time being. Actually, you cost 15. Well, still alright. We should be able to do that in a moment. Yeah, the next one will be, once these are done, giving the space for it, we will build another. Actually, I can actually fasten this a little bit. I'm only giving it the lower half of this. So okay, should be helping now, and it is. It's ridiculous. Like the amount of transportation we need to do to keep up with this, it's bloody ridiculous. I might as well just build a belt from there to here. Would actually be useful. It's really would be really useful. I could essentially use. Well, I could build a double bridge here. Come across, like, go over there, go through here, go down through the bridge. This is unfortunate a little bit, but yeah, that's not just a little bit, that is unfortunate. I'm gonna have to remove this bridge. That is not going to work for us. This bridge is good enough. All right. These guys should be incoming again. There's now slowly building up. Like, I can do this, which would mean they are not going to remove any either. But yeah, that's not what I want. These are only used for construction, so that's fine. All right. So. We are slowly starting to gain these again. So we can now check into upgrading this guy. It'll take some time because they are not going to use these up. That's fine. How many do you have of these? You have 4. Alright. Once this is upgraded, I do believe that the other ones need vehicle parts too. So we will have to look into making these. Legal parts 2. Can you only do? Yeah, only you can do those, and you need glass, and glass means trading. I can't buy them here. You don't have them at all. You don't have them in here. You do have them in here with construction parts 3. Oh, I need a reputation increase. Oh, that will be a pain in the A. All right. I think we're now gonna finish up the cake, and then that's gonna be it for today, because I will not be finishing up this stuff right now. So let's go over to our other view. All right, and we will save this, and we will quit this. All right. So this has cooled down nicely. It's like very slightly warm. It's perfectly fine. No longer hot. We're gonna need a bowl, which I'm gonna get in a moment. And we are gonna need lemon juice and powdered sugar. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go see that I'm gonna get the scale back, which of course I cleaned away. Great job, me. And the powdered sugar is already here. The lemon juice is the other thing that I need. I'll be back in a moment. All right, can't forget about the mixing implement. All right, how much was it? I think it was 400 grams, which is more sugar than is already in the cake, which is a little bit worrying. Yeah, 400 grams. Okay, well, that's what it says. What's the process? I'm just going to use this, and one of these, and that hopefully should be enough. Let's see how much is in here. It's almost full. It is almost full. That will be 250 grams, so one more should be enough. Yes. Alright, let's turn on a BRB scale. And now we are going to need 400 grams. I think that's more than I normally put on the volume. This bowl might not be big enough. Seriously, that might actually not be big enough. Okay, that's 250. Sure. Trust the process. $300 grams. Base 5, 90. I mean, yeah, I don't have to be exact. We've come so far. In the end, it doesn't even matter. 401. That actually makes me slightly upset. Yeah. Alright. With that being done, now we need 8. Oh, we can put that away. We need 8. Tablespoons. That's the word I was looking for. 8 tablespoons of lemon juice. Make sure that it's lemon juice, not lemon juice concentrate, because that will be quite unfortunate. If you want it sour, you don't want it too sour. Anyway, all right. We're not going to go in with 8 immediately. We're going to go in with 4. One. 2. 3. 4. You'll see that this mixes very, very well. Oh yeah, these are bigger tablespoons, so I do have to be careful about this. Yeah, I'm probably gonna need a couple more. It is true. Yeah, this is basically this is more to reach the right consistency rather than the right amount. And this is gonna get very close to the right consistency already. Maybe not quite there. Yeah, this was 5 now. Roughly 6, maybe 7. Probably close to 7 normal ones. The non-Newtonian fluid called? Because that's kind of where we are right now. Still need a little bit. actually do want this to flow. I want this to be a Newtonian fluid, not a non-Newtonian one. That's better. This actually flows now, so this will already be good enough. You can make this a little bit thinner if you want, but yeah, this is actually pretty darn good now. Make sure that it's fairly smooth. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but this will already flow very nicely. A little bit of stuff in there. But I think we're going to go with this. Oh dear. I will really have to close my window in a moment because there's a lot of insects in there. One second. Right. There we go. Making this a little bit thinner would not have been the worst idea, I think. Don't know how I arrived at that conclusion now. Yeah, I do believe that a little bit thinner would have been nice. Would have been less work, primarily the thing. Because now I do have to actually manually distribute this. Yes, the spoon is not the best material, the best tool for it. I'm very well aware. not ideal. Yeah, obviously being fast is not the way to go. Yeah, make this a little bit thinner. Like go the actual 8 tablespoons. This was a little bit too thick. Might have even waited a little bit longer to have this cool down even more. Right now, what it does is all right. I think we're good. Last two dregs out of here. There we go. Perfect. And perfect means passable, I guess, in this case. Right. So, this was Nomad Technician with a random stream of making a real parrot cake. I kind of do want to try a piece. Should I do that? I probably should. I probably should try a piece. Give me... I don't really want to try a piece, but I should probably try a piece, at least from the very edge. I will try a piece from the very, very edge. So I'll just do this. It's just for the taste. See how it is, because like the texture I know won't be the same as for the rest of the cake. Yeah. Crunchy here. Not so crunchy on the next one. I'm not going to go in with the spoon that I just used. All right. With that, it's quite nice. All right. With that, this was today's stream. Tomorrow there won't be a stream because I will be at my grandma's. There might be a stream on Sunday, but no promises. And I shall see how, well, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do then on Sunday. Did I schedule anything? Where's my... No, that's not the one. Where's my time thingy? Nope. Nope. Alerts, no. Stream manager, no. Starting page. Not really. Okay, where is that? I like Twitch, but there are something. No, I didn't want to go there. I want to mute it, you bloody idiot. Holy. I like Twitch, but there's something to be said about like being able to just find what you're looking for, and the way that Twitch is set up. Like I just want to know, because like I'm new. I'm not gonna beat around that around the bush. So I found that there is a schedule that you can set up. I found that twice. I'm now looking where it is. I have no idea where it's gone. It's actually gone. If I go to the start page, I see a bunch of stuff. My schedule isn't there. On my stream manager, my schedule isn't there. Where is it? Where's my schedule gone? Like seriously. Twitch. Get your layout together. Like, it's not part of analysis, I know that. It's not part of community, because that's a community. Is it in content? No, it's not in content. Is it in settings? It's there. I have stream, I have channel. Is it in channel? No, it's not. Is moderation? No, it's not. Okay. No. It's streamed together. No. Streaming tools. No. Extensions. No. A voice mod live. I just quit voice mod. It's not really good. I mean, it's not bad, but I am struggling with it. Yeah, I can't find it. I literally can't find it. Where is it? Oh, it's under settings. It's on the settings channel, and then up here, these are tabs. Why? Why not highlight them properly? Like, they're barely different from the title. All right, 1930 to 2330, which I haven't quite done, but that's fine. The random IRL stream, that's technically what we did today for different reasons. I'm not quite sure that we're going to do that. I'm going to have a look what we might be doing. So until then, this was Noma Technician. I am the alien intelligence. I hope you had fun. I hope you enjoyed the recipe. Feel free to copy it. If you do a stream of that, I'd like it if you did a if you mentioned me, or like put me in the video description, or whatever it is you can do on Twitch. And I'll see everybody on maybe on Sunday. Until then, goodbye.